I've watched the USF area, which I feel is a tremendous opportunity out in USF. Great university. I've got my master's at USF. But if you drive out there, if you take 275 and you head north on 275 and you get off in Fowler or Fletcher and you head towards USF, it's really an embarrassment. The first sign you see as you're heading off the interstate is world's largest flea market. You know, and I'm thinking that's our gateway into what should be our research triangle. If you look at what's going on in North Carolina, you know, with Duke and the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Wake Forest. If you go out to California, Berkeley, and others, you go to Boston and you look at the major universities. The universities are the one area where they are resistant actually to the economic downturn that you're seeing all around the country. They're creating jobs. University of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was an area that people were leaving. Pittsburgh's dying, steel industry dying. A guy by the name of Romoff helped build the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. And in a region that had lost its way, suddenly rediscovered itself, and it became the healthcare industry. It's now an $8 billion industry employing over 55,000 people in Pittsburgh. Cold, pretty at times, cold Pittsburgh. And it's my feeling that if we here locally, and that's one of the reasons why I ran the first time, why I ran for re-election in 2006, and why I have decided to run for my last term on the board, which will be 2010, if we can come up with our own plan and vision for Hillsborough County. We need to think regionally, but I'm not a regional county commissioner, I'm a Hillsborough County commissioner. If we can come up with a strong plan for economic development, when everybody else, and they're experiencing loss everywhere. You look at, I remember the Wall Street Journal story, which had a picture of Florida, and it was like September of 2007. And what did the Wall Street Journal show? It showed people jumping off the state. They were leaving. They were running. You know, they were going? Many of them to North Carolina. And one of the leaders was the mayor of Charlotte, Pat McCrory, Republican. Been in office 10 terms, progressive. And I saw him standing on a rail line, and it was right before they were opening up the rail line that would bring some 14,000 to 15,000 people a day into Charlotte. It was late in going online. It was very expensive. People were debating it and arguing, and people were challenging McCrory. There was a recall. I don't know if it was for Pat, but I know it was for the rail plan. And he was saying, I believe that a transportation system, not a rail, but a transportation system that is focused will create jobs and will make a positive difference, and people will run. And at great risk to himself, he got out there and supported it. And I admired that. I've always admired the guy, not who's riding the wave and always with everybody else and always on the popular, but I like the people who are willing to say, hold on a second, let's take a look at this, or you know what, I think this is the way we ought to go, even if it might be different from what the crowd is saying. So instantly I was like, wow, I want to know about this guy. I want to learn more about him. Went, traveled, visited, met with them, saw what they're doing in Charlotte. It went online. 14,000 people a day riding it. And in fact, they can't now, everybody who was out there going no is saying, how fast can we get on? Because we want our, whether it's massive bus expansion, rail line, but it's not rail, bus, or road for no purpose. Just moving people around every which way. It's a transportation system that's designed for a purpose along established corridors with the intent of creating jobs, and you get, for every $1 in investing in the transit system along a corridor, $6 in returns. For all these people talking about return on investment, $1 down, $6 back. They're seeing it in Phoenix, they're seeing it in Dallas, they're seeing it in Houston. Conservative Texas, the state that said we're going to secede from the Union after Obama got elected. Governor Perry has gone out, though, and they're supporting when 45,000 people a day ride to Houston, 7.5-mile lines, 45,000 a day, and to MD Anderson, which is another multi-million-dollar economic generator, into the billions. Actually, MD Anderson, they've got some 45,000 people themselves who work at MD Anderson. People come from all over the world to get their treatment at MD Anderson. We can get people coming from all over the world and region here to Tampa and Hillsborough County, going to Moffett, going out to USF, going to the VA hospital, Pepin Heart Center. There's talk now. I was talking with the Dean of School of Medicine as I was coming in here today, and he's talking about ideas that USF has for downtown Tampa, as well as expanding their opportunities at Tampa General Hospital. Now you get that going and people realize that there's a reason to come here, your healthcare treatment. There's a place to live. We've got condominiums. We've got your apartment complexes for affordable housing, and we're still building homes, but along established corridors, so we're not just sprawled out all over because it's unsustainable. We can't support it. We can't pay for it. Taxes are going down. We don't have the resources to be building police stations and libraries and fire substations all over the county, and roads. We're $6 billion behind on our road network right now. We have $6 billion in Hillsborough County in failed roads because there was no plan. When you talk about planning, and I'm a military guy, in the military we like planning. Everywhere else, people accuse it of being some sort of socialist plot. Planning is not a bad thing. You know, it doesn't mean you have to follow the plan if it's a bad plan. But I do believe that thinking through and saying, here's what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to grow, so that as the economy begins to pull out of this nosedive, we're ready to go. Well, everybody else is sitting back and going, oh my gosh, you know, sticking their heads in the sand and fretting. We go forward with a plan. I think if you all will do that, the young people who I talk to, unaffiliated, but who just want to get involved, people at colleges will say, that's the party I want to follow.